There is now a new push from the illiberal leftists to cancel me for simply holding those in the position of power to account. This is the case of my Tousi versus the BBC. Welcome back to the clown world, everybody. Wow. So, a couple of days ago, a couple of us discovered a clip on BBC News. They were doing the newspaper previews or whatever, and they decided to get overexcited about Boris Johnson pulling out of the Tory leadership election. This is basically, the reaction was, someone said, "Why haven't you been cancelled? You seem like a bit of a T." Now, this simply is because of this clip. I found this clip, Martin Croxall, who is the presenter, BBC presenter, and she simply was, in her own words, gleeful. She was gleeful about all the developments coming out of that night, the Tory leadership election, Tories killing each other. It was chaotic. And Boris pulled out minutes before she started her show. And she basically said, I've already done that video anyway. She said, "Oh my God, am I allowed to be this gleeful? Probably not." She even joked saying, "Oh, I'm probably breaking the impartiality rules." Now, the whole case, all I did was point out that the BBC, as a publicly funded body, I didn't put the rules on there. They did it. They wrote their own charter. They got the royal charter. And they have to obey to extra rules, guidelines in terms of the regulations that they have, compared to a normal channel, a private channel, that simply has to just answer to Ofcom. So if that presenter had done something like that on Sky News or Channel 4 or GB News, that wouldn't have mattered. But the BBC have extra rules, and they break their own rules repeatedly, so we have to point it out. They claim that I did cancel culture. So there were people, there was this mob rule mentality on Twitter for the past couple of days, saying this person had enough of amateurs. That's the name of their Twitter handle. Great. Cancel culture, free speech now. All of that, randomly, suddenly, the left are in favor of free speech. And they claim that I was against free speech and I want to cancel her. No. So we raised it. That tweet went viral. And the BBC bosses looked into it. They took her off air, pending investigation. So, and now they claim that I cancelled her. She's now lost her job because of me. No, BBC bosses decided to suspend her or whatever to do the investigation because it's their decision. They are just following their own rules. And if she has broken their own rules, it's not my problem, it's their rules. And so they say, "Oh, well, what about free speech?" It's not free speech. She could exactly say that on the street. She could say that on Sky News. She could get a job at Sky News and do that, and everything is fine. But not the BBC. This other person said, "Mr. Cancelled by Iran is running around cancelling other people." I don't think these people know the definition of cancellation. So when you're cancelled, if you do a bad job and you lose your actual employment, that's not cancel culture. That's just you breaking the rules. And if you're cancelled societally, on a societal level, then that's cancelled. And I'm banned. I'm officially, legally banned from Iran. I'm on the hit list. That's banned. That's literally cancel culture. Iran has cancelled me. Glenn Jones says, "Thank God the news channel you grift for is completely impartial, eh, Maya?" This is not about being partial or impartial. As I said, other channels they do their own bias as long as they follow the Ofcom rules. GB News has its own bias. Talk TV has its own bias, depending on the show and presenters, because those shows are opinion-based shows. Whereas a news reporter, that's different, or a paper review show. That's why, like they said, there's another one. Again, the name is A Reasonable Human Who's Not Actually Reasonable. You've obviously never watched the news presenters on GB News. Yes, I have. Have you? News presenters, news reporters and presenters on GB News are not biased. They simply report the news for a couple of minutes, for 5 minutes, and then they go away. You're talking about the opinion-based shows. They're not news shows, they're opinion-based shows, discussion shows. And the presenters can express their opinion. As long as they do the balance, they have a guest from the other side to allow them to also express their opinion. That's Ofcom rules. BBC rules are different to Ofcom rules. They have additional restrictions. Now, Tracy says, a deep fake video cut to show your own bias. Again, I don't think they know the definition of deep fake. Do you really think I have the editing skills and the production budget to do deep fake? If I had, I would not be sitting here with my t-shirt. I would be in such a polished, luxurious studio. Well, I don't want to do that anyway because that's just nonsensical. But do you really think I've got that much money to pay someone to do deep fake? Deep fake? It was on TV. If anyone did deep fake, that was BBC. But it is what it is. They can't cancel me, can they? Help me, guys. Save my Tousi. I am absolutely devastated. This is a sad, sad day for grifters, team grifters. Anyway, so I just thought I'd cheer you up with a bit of a light-hearted update about me and my case versus the BBC. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'm my Tousi and we are the media.